welcome to today's episode of Get a Better Broadcast, Podcast and Voice over Voice. Today we're going to be talking about the monotonous voice, the spoken tonal delivery which has little variation with a perception of a single or monotone. Such a delivery gives the impression that the speaker's bored or tired, that the topic is boring, or if reading from a script that they have not understood the content enough to feel confident giving correctly placed intonation. Some people, I can't carry on. It's not me. It is not me, is it? But yeah, we're talking about a monotonous voice today. And there's an example of some such tone, some such presentation style. Some people deliberately adopt a flatter sounding voice in the mistaken belief that it makes them sound authoritative. So let's read the rest of this paragraph in a monotonous tone, but with a bit more authority. As they're keeping their emotions under control, a listener could mentally turn off from such a drone-like delivery. Catch up with episodes 717, 221, 258 and 316 for more monotonous content. If you see what I mean. My joke didn't really work there because I was reading it in a stilted, monotonous way. But yeah, episodes 217, 221, 258, 316. Sometimes you hear this on kind of TV crime shows, don't you, or documentaries, where they're following police units around, bashing down doors or arresting gunmen or chasing down a motorway or something like that. And very often, because it's a very serious subject, the voiceover presenter has quite a monotonous voice and it always is like this, and it's always a bit gruff and deep. It's rarely a woman's voice, is it? It's usually a man's voice, a kind of flat, sometimes stilted delivery to make it sound terribly urgent and very important because it's the police. I guess horses for courses, and I guess in that kind of sense it does work, but sometimes it doesn't work. And I'm sure you've also come across maybe a nature documentary or something of a bit lighter tone, which is said in a very substandard way. So what can you do if you think that's you? Well, presentation is performance. So think about what it is about your situation that may make you sound bored or distracted. Are you fed up doing the podcast or this particular topic again? Perhaps it's something outside the reading. Do you feel stuck in a rut in life or your marriage? Maybe you unknowingly feel you should be paid more, and so you're not going to give 100% until you are. This sounds like you. Episode 890 could be the episode for you to listen back to get a bit more information on that particular subtopic. A slight monotone may also be the result of feeling less than comfortable in a current situation, perhaps working with new people or in a new studio or with new unfamiliar equipment. Episode 897 and those around it for more on that. Remember the need to turn up the personality a little bit when appearing on radio, TV or stage. You need to do that to kind of ramp it up a little bit, to cut through. So some of your energy isn't lost in transmission. I explain more about cutting through and turning up the personality factor when you're on the radio, particularly on 332. A monotonous voice may be because of tiredness, and is sorted rather more obviously because of tiredness. Essentially, what do you reckon? More rest? Less stress? Better breathing? Better eating? And so on. That may help you if you're tired. And if you don't understand your script, you may keep your intonation in a limited safe zone. Now, this sometimes happens when you've got a sight read. Although this reduces the chances of not misplacing an emphasis too badly, it also inevitably creates less variety in the voice range, leading it to sound boring, flat, lifeless. Explanation, rehearsal, marking up a script, 3 things which will help you there. Better sight reading, for example, newsreaders on a news channel, usually come from a background knowledge of current affairs, so you immediately understand the significance of what it is you've just been handed. What it is that's just appearing word for word on an auto cue, and can show that you understand what it is in the colouring of your words, that the lifting and the subduing of the appropriate words. More on this, if that intrigues you. Episode 720 is a good place to learn more about sight reading. There's a whole series on marking up scripts from episode 177. And also, be a bit more conversational in your delivery. Imagine talking to one person across the room from you, telling them a story. Episode 464 onwards is about one-to-one delivery. Also, use gestures. That'll help you increase your intonation and do it naturally. Episode 430 is the key for using more gestures appropriately. Talk with your hands, as I think I said back then. Yeah? So several tips there to help you overcome a problem of a monotonous voice. All there for you today. Tomorrow, the nasal voice, maybe called a bunged up voice. We're going to be talking more about that tomorrow as Get a Better Broadcast podcast and Voice Over Voice continues. The episode tomorrow, coming your way soon. From London, I'm Peter Stewart.